Hello, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Kurt. Welcome back to Farlands or Bust. Woof. Those woofs sound distant. But welcome back. Me. Welcome, everybody. Welcome me. KurtJMac. Back to Farlands or Bust. I also might have said, ladies and gentlemen, listen, I'm a little out of practice. I'm a little out of sorts. Discombobulated. There's a sheep right here, and a pig up there, and now the sheep is over here. It's chaos, is what it is. But welcome back to Farlands or Bust. This is episode 773 of the series. Boy, howdy. Something is amiss with my audio setup right now. I'm hearing my voice much louder than I usually do in my ear holes. Let me turn down my monitor a bit. It's throwing me a loop. For a loop. And a loop. Loop-de-loop. But yeah, Wolfie, how you doing? Let's continue west towards those far lands here in Minecraft Beta 173, like I said, for episode 773. For the first episode of March 2020, March 3rd. Wednesday, March 3rd is when this episode should be going live. Barring any other hold-ups, hang-ups, hiccups. Should be going live on March 3rd. This one's being recorded in secret between just you and I. Not being live streamed because I moved. I moved and I have moved. And now I am here. I once was there, but now I'm here. And the computer is all set up and I'm 85% positive my recording is actually recording. But we're continuing on. We're continuing on. And we're continuing in spite of the move. We're continuing to raise money for PAWS, the Progressive Animal Welfare Society here in the Seattle area. We're up to $707 at farlandsorbust.com is where you can find links to donate. And when you donate, you can ask questions. And when you ask questions, you give me things to talk about, because this journey is far from over, and we need all the discussion topics that we can possibly get our hands on. There's only so much I can do discussing things with a in-game wolf. So yeah, farlandsorbust.com. Please check that out. Please support if you can. I do appreciate everybody who has so far. I realize it's a little bit of a departure for your standard online internet gaming fundraiser. Doesn't take PayPal. It's a very local charity, so I definitely understand the ebbs and the flows of the donations, and we're just going to continue on regardless. Regardless, I say. Regardless. And we're continuing on for 9 years, regardless. That's right. March 6th, 2011. You know what I'm saying. March 6th, 2011 is when I first uploaded my first video game Let's Play to YouTube. And it happened to be episode 001 of this Minecraft world. A young and innocent KurtJMac recorded and uploaded Minecraft adventures or adventures in Minecraft. I can't remember. I was trying to hit on the keywords of X's adventures in Minecraft. So I think I might have called it Minecraft Adventures. See, if somebody was searching X's adventures in Minecraft, perhaps the fact that I had the word adventures in Minecraft in my title, I could squeeze in there on the search results. But the YouTube algorithms made no sense back then, and they make even less sense now. So I don't know how helpful that was. It only started to take off after the 11th episode, when we started walking to the Farlands and started calling this Farlands or Bust. Then people were searching for Farlands and found us. So yeah, that's March 6th. 2020 will be 9 years. We started walking to the Farlands on the 28th, I believe. I'll have to look that up again. That was episode 11 of the series. It started out as just your standard Minecraft Let's Play, and I decided that wasn't enough for me. I needed to give myself an endless and unending impossible challenge. So walking to the far lands was it. And here we are, 773 episodes later. Hundreds of thousands of dollars raised for charity, over $430-something thousand raised for charity, for Child's Play charity, for Direct Relief charity, and now we're raising money for Paws, like I mentioned. And I do appreciate, I know there's a few of you who've been around since the beginning. Every episode I publish nowadays, there's a handful of comments about like, oh, on a whim I decided to search, and you're still going. Holy moly. Holy moly. Sweet baby Yoda. He's still walking. So, yeah. Perhaps I've not kept your attention for every single episode, but every 4 years, perhaps you check up. But yeah, we're still going here. Still the same KurtJMac. Farlands or bust. Still the same world. Still the same Wolfie. And onward we go. So yeah, I'm thinking of. I've stopped kind of doing milestone things because the only milestones we really care about are the F3 monument milestones. Sometimes the video game gives us fun little milestones, like our golden apples have all come on seemingly important dates or anniversaries, and so hopefully that'll happen. But I'm thinking of Twitch streaming. I should probably do a couple test Twitch streams before I start. I just today transferred my internet over to my new place here, so hopefully those speeds start to catch up with me, and I can actually live stream. But yeah, 9 years. 9 years. I don't know if I'll do an episode. I might just do a long live stream. Might be a lot of Farlands or Bust. Might not all be Farlands or Bust. I don't want to go and do a accidental flobathon. But Flob Friday, it's a Friday, the 6th lands on, so I suppose that'd be a good a time as any to test out just live streaming Farlands or Busts. Of course, that will be uploaded to YouTube for later as well, but not necessarily in this standard episodic platform. Wolfie, there he is. So yeah, that's interesting, isn't it? That's interesting, isn't it? So yeah, I moved. I mentioned this in the last episode. It took a little bit longer for me to get back online than I anticipated, really. But figuring things out, getting things up and running and going. The move went fine. Only a few casualties as far as the some pieces of furniture or whatever, but they were really not important. Got everything moved over. Still a lot of chaos here in the office. It might sound a little bit echoey. I don't have my sound panels up. I'm still figuring out my curtain situation, my lighting situation for streaming. Might be a little bit difficult because I'm up against a wall, so I don't really have space to fit lights behind my desk, although I have on the way a solution where I can perhaps hang lights for that sort of thing. So you can see my glorious, shining, glowing, radioactive face on stream. But yeah, everything is back up and running. Yeah, I just got the internet set back up, it's always a problem to do that with Comcast. So I'm hoping that all goes well. I haven't tried streaming yet. Streaming is kind of a big test for stability of your internets, so we'll see how that goes. I'll definitely do a few streams leading up to this Friday for wait a minute, today's Monday. Yeah, today's Monday. I'm sorry. I said Wednesday, March 3rd. This episode's coming at you on Tuesday, March 3rd. I had the wrong date. On my notes here. It is, however, episode 773, so I can assure you of that. But yeah, I moved. Moved in with the girlfriend. Juno's doing fine. Set up a whole like living room and stuff situation down in the basement where Juno is, being sort of quarantined from the girlfriend's cats. And the cats seem to have adjusted fine to having me around, and yeah, just kind of getting back into life and stuff. Had to buy a microwave. The girlfriend didn't have a microwave. Living in the 19th century here. So yeah, we got a small microwave yesterday, and yeah, just kind of getting back into a routine of things, and getting back into Far Lines of Bust in the morning. And a movedness. And a moving. Ow! Yes. I didn't take any damage from that, but should have realized that was 4 blocks, not 3. And I need some boats. So yeah. That's what's going on. The move transpired, the move went well. Still gotta wait on the previous rental place. We moved last weekend, but I went back a couple times this week to clean up everything, you know, and try to make it as nice as possible. I definitely have left every rental I've ever rented in cleaner and better condition than whence I received it. Always when I get a new rental, I'm like, well, gotta clean out the fridge, well, gotta clean out the counters, well, gotta clean the toilets and shower and stuff, but like, I do all that stuff before I leave. I've never not gotten my full security deposit back, so it'll be interesting to figure out what happens here with this. But it's finally it's off my mind. It's out of my mind. Although I did the last cleaning and handed off my keys to the office on Friday, and the drive back was like, you're not getting away so easily, because it was good without traffic. It was a good hour drive that we've been doing every weekend between here and my old place. And then driving back on Friday, it was going to be 2 hours, and it was going to be raining. And a rock was going to put another chip in my windshield. So it really kicked my butt on the way out of the door, but we'll never have to do that drive again. I mean, I'll certainly be driving around and visiting different places, but on purpose and not for necessity. So that was fun. That was fun indeed. So yeah, everything's going fine. Just get to have a lot of stuff. Not really. All the boxes are mostly gone except for in my office. I have to like put stuff back on my shelves and figure out where all these miscellaneous cables go. I've got 2 extra PC towers that I don't use that I just need to like take apart and, you know, cannibalize the hard drives to use my current one, or consider building a new one at some point maybe this year, and maybe start the dual stream setup. I've never had like a good... I always buy like the last generation stuff, which is economical and budget conscious, but like whenever then there is like a new game that comes out, it's like, well, I guess I'll be playing this on medium settings. So I don't know, it'd be interesting to get, because my current computer would still be great for processing and streaming and encoding and stuff like that, and rendering. But if I just built like a bare bones, like hard drive, graphics card, processor, RAM, you know, like this is for playing the video games only, and then patch it through the streaming computer, that would be interesting. Still not cheap though, probably. But we'll see where budgets land or whatever. I mean, certainly they're going to be helped by living with somebody and splitting expenses. But who knows? Yeah. The first, you guys will be very happy to hear this. The first disagreement not really coming to a head, but just disagreement with it really wasn't anything. It's kind of like we're both like being considerate to each other to a degree. The old thermostat. Oh, look at these spiky, spiny trees. There have been some very magical landscapes here recently. The last episode had some pretty great stuff. And then look at this. We got a birch tree just standing on its own pillar and right next to a large oak tree. Oak tree? Oak tree? Let's call it an oak tree. It's the spires of Vasonius. Yes, that is the name of this place. Oh wow, yeah, that's like almost perfectly. It's trying to tell us something. Perhaps it's Morse code. What's the message here? Boop. Perhaps a thumbnail. Huh. Pretty neat. I don't know that I've seen anything so symmetrical before. Like copy paste, copy paste, copy paste. Well, I'm not gonna go that way, but neat. So yeah, the temperature. Now it's worth saying that the girlfriend's house, our house, now it runs on the ancient technology of oil heat. Like there's a big oil tank outside. It's filled with oil. And that's what goes into the furnace that causes the heat. And that's a pretty inefficient and very expensive method of heating a home. So I've been freezing. Because like the default temperature that is traditionally kept it at is like 58 degrees Fahrenheit. And I'm used to like 68 degrees Fahrenheit. So making wide use of space heaters, and coming to an agreement about the best way to make sure I'm not dying of hypothermia, but also keeping the fact that it's expensive in mind. But yeah, no, it's not like an argument or anything. We're both like, oh, if you're cold, you can turn it up, and we'll just deal with it. Oh no, I don't want to. So it's more like the opposite of what an argument is. We're arguing concessions to each other. No, I surrender. No, I surrender. So yeah, no, but that's no problem. That's no problem at all. It's just figuring it out. Figuring it out, indeed. But yeah, no, I honestly haven't had. I suppose it helps that it's already like lived in. It's not like an empty rental or an empty house that I need to populate or move in. So it's already lived in. It's already got a complete feel, I suppose. It's occupied. And it was really weird cleaning out the old place, because like the instant I took the posters and pictures off the walls and like furniture started to leave, it's like, yeah, it stops becoming a living place and more just becomes an empty shell. Sure, there's some sort of psychology beyond that, or about that, but I don't really care to investigate. Indeed. Also, interestingly enough, is this virus, this coronavirus, is apparently kind of pretty bad in Washington State, and specifically in the county I came from, was where the first case in the United States was, and now there and in Seattle, King County, there appears, I think they upped. There's been 6 deaths. Apparently, it got loose in a retirement home, an assisted living place, and of course those people are already weak and have immune systems that are not up to the challenge. So yeah, that's interesting to keep an eye on the news. Now, I'm not one to obviously scaremonger or conspiracy theorize, but it certainly seems not great. And it seems like, I mean, even if coronavirus, say the summer comes and it kind of dies out Seems like every one of these viruses, each round gets worse and worse. You had the SARS, you had the bird flu, and now this coronavirus. It's like, okay, if we're able to contain and mitigate this, what's the next one going to do? Sort of. It's just a constantly upping of the stakes. So yeah, it's a little spooky. And I know I follow some people who live in Japan, and there's like the shelves are starting to go empty in Japan, and canceling all the GDC has been postponed, and all these other events. The Olympics are supposed to take place in Japan, are they not? And like, people are recommending they delay that, I think. So, yeah, it's I don't think it's something to cause a general populace panic over, but it's also not to be taken with too much malaise or lightness or non-seriousness. Wash your hands, wash your hands, wash your hands. Perhaps avoid large public places or places where that might be a problem. Certainly travel to certain places you might want to reconsider unless it's completely necessary. But it's certainly, from a biological standpoint, it's interesting, if not kind of worrying. But everybody stay safe. We need all the Farlanders to make it to the Farlands with us, please. So don't take things too lightly. Wash your hands. Wash your hands. Let's wash our hands and go to sleep and continue in the morning. And awakeness. Oh, dang it. I keep doing that. This was water, too. This was in water, too. I lost half a heart. Time to eat a golden apple. No. We'll deal with that later, I guess. Dang, I'm using a lot of boats. Boat, 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 boat. Yeah, we got questions here from donors, those who have graciously continued donating even in my moving absence, such as Enyon, but has been donating pretty consistently throughout the entire season, the entire fundraising campaign, if I can call it that. Enyon asks, if your next election, okay, so Enyon is not from the US, and the current leadership remains, will you and the girlfriend, capital T, capital G, consider moving north and escaping across the border? In all seriousness, no. I mean, it's like, yeah, we'll move to New Zealand or Iceland or something. But no. I mean, we're pretty set after this move on just being like, we don't want to move for a while. Moving is a pain. On I guess a serious note, I don't know that escaping or moving is the best way to solve or resist such things. If anything, I would feel it some sort of imperative duty to remain and do all that's in our power to endure and fight whatever malicious things come to fruition if that were to be the case. I mean, let's go straight from talking about global potential pandemics to politics. The best episode of Our Lands or Bust is ahead of us. But no, yeah, I don't think that makes any sense at all. Also, that's not very easy either. I mean, yeah, it's not easy to move to the US, but it's also just not easy to pick up and move as a US citizen to just anywhere else. It's not like you can just be like, I live in Canada now, or I live in Australia now. Unless you're filthy, dirty, overwhelmingly rich, then sure, they'll take you anywhere. But yeah, I don't feel like that that would be the answer to that sort of thing at all. But also, even for the both of us, financially, emotionally feasible on that note as well. So yeah, I know people always joke about that. Well, that's it, I'm moving to Canada or whatever. But it's not at that point yet, and I don't think that would... I would hope to think that I would, as a person, be stronger and honestly more... is patriotic the right word? Patriotic has a tinge of not good, meaning in recent decades, but like truthfully, like in defense of your fellow human, to just like pick up and move and be like, well, you guys are screwed, see you later. That doesn't feel right, right? So yeah, no, that's not crossed my mind at all. But thank you very much for the question and donation, Enion. Musky Lemon asked, speaking of travels a long way on epic journeys, do you think you'll travel for the 2024 eclipse? Yes, I think I've mentioned that before. If there's a total solar eclipse in North America, then yes. That's too close to pass up. I was even considering, like, what could I do to see the one in Antarctica? So, absolutely, yes. And then they're saying Cleveland, Dallas, Indianapolis, Mazatlan. I don't know where. It would be interesting to see where, like, friends are going. I'm sure Cone wants to see that again. And I know the girlfriend wants to see something like that. She didn't go to Totality. She was here in Seattle, I believe, for the last one. So she hasn't seen Totality yet, and that's where it's at. Don't settle for partial when you can get total, because it's a completely different experience. Like, I know a lot of people who are like, well, I don't see what the big deal was. Well, yeah, because you didn't see Totality. It's more just like, okay, there's a little bite taken out of the sun. But Totality is like, oh, my entire world has shifted upside down, and perspective on the universe and our solar system and depth and space and time and light and darkness has completely shifted within my soul. That's what Totality does for you. So, yeah, absolutely. I don't know where, though. It's also like it goes through southern Illinois. I don't know. It would be interesting to try to go to some of my immediate family from the Chicago area to come view it. I don't know if they're dedicated enough to want to do such a thing. So that would be cool. And yeah, it is kind of the thing where I would like to introduce people who haven't seen it, as someone who has seen Totality on the last one, to show other people, or try to convince other people. I will convince all of you to attend to see the 2024 solar eclipse. So yeah, that's way too far ahead to even consider. I don't know what I'm doing on Friday for the 9-year anniversary of starting my YouTube in Far Lands or Bus. I'm planning the next solar eclipse. Finally, PFW asked, you had previously mentioned you were glad that your childhood, teen, and early adult years are behind you. Isn't everybody, though? What do you think you will most enjoy going forward? Well, getting back to saying how I don't plan far enough to see what's happening Friday. I don't know. I think it'll be neat to get older. I feel like mid to late 30s, and even like probably 40s, is just like a weird, as you could call it, perhaps middle age. A weird, like, you don't belong. Like, I don't feel like an adult. I don't know that I ever will. But I also don't feel young. So I feel like even if it's unearned, there's some sort of, like, wisdom that is anticipated if you're older. that I'm looking forward to seeing how I embody and handle and grow into. And also a little bit of freedom, I suppose. Hopefully, at that point, there's possibly more security in one's... What am I doing with all these boats? I've gone through like 7 boats already. Some sort of security in either finances or living or relationships or whatever. Then again, I don't know. I guess it's just the process, I think, is what I'm looking forward to. I don't have any, like, travel, yeah, but it's also, again, I don't feel completely, and maybe it'll change again, you know, like maybe I'll end up in some other completely different career, like some sort of crazy chameleon or a chrysalis, although that only happens once, into a butterfly or whatever, but more of a dusty moth myself. So yeah, I don't know what I'm most going to enjoy going forwards, because I don't have plans and I don't have any path, which is, you know, worrying, say, when you take 2 weeks off to move and then come back to see subscriber numbers on Twitch or Patreon amounts, and, you know, it's like, oh god. Yeah, I'm certainly looking forward to hopefully the maturation of this, as somebody who started 9 years ago, of this field, industry, you know, streaming, Twitch, YouTube, whatever it may be, in the future, the maturity of it, because it's still, like I said, the late 30s, 40s, or whatever, feel very in limbo, where Twitch and YouTube and these industries are very youth, very college culture leaning, not my vibe sort of situation. Will it always remain that way? Will simply new generations pick that up, and will it remain there, or will the platforms, the communities grow and evolve and mature with the creators? I don't know. It doesn't, at this juncture, it doesn't seem like it. But hopefully with time, that might more and more be the case. Or maybe it'll morph and transform and not be at all the thing that it currently is. And I'll have to adapt with it, or just ditch it and completely change into something else. I will change into a snowflake, and I will float through the ground. I don't know where I'm going with this. Clearly I've been away too long. Far too long. Much indeed. So let's dig in. Oh gosh. I broke my shovel. I broke my brain. Everything's not coming up Millhouse here. Didn't I make a new shovel? Am I losing my mind? I made a new axe. What did I make that was new? Sword? Maybe I just made a stone pickaxe. We need more iron, I guess, huh? Alright, let's do this. Oh, we got more coal. I don't know that I really need that. Let's fill this place out. Then yeah, farlandsandbus.com. Those were the last questions I have right now, so get over there, donate to Paws, help out animals in need. Any amount helps. And with any amount, you can leave a question. Anything at all, I say, anything. And I will add that to the list. And also this Friday, even though I have no specific plans, the 6th is the 9-year anniversary of my gaming YouTube channel, but also of Farlands or Bust, this Farlands or Bust world. So I'll be on twitch.tv/KurtJMac, definitely doing something. Maybe a lot of Farlands or Bust. Maybe we'll switch it up and do 12 hours a car on a stick. Who knows? But yeah, be sure to maybe check that out. It'd be much appreciated. Up, 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 up. Okay, I've made the beds. Let's also make a shovel, I guess out of iron, and pickaxe, I guess out of cobblestone. Speaking of going back to the 19th century, that's what I'm about to do. Break this workbench with a bed. Boing. Yeah. Hey, I'm back. You're back. Thanks for being back. Thanks for your patience. And thank you so much for watching episode 773 of Far Lines Are Bust. My name is Kurt. I will see you next time. No, I surrender. No, I surrender.